So we were talking a minute ago about situational awareness and the context of making decisions with all of the information, because all of the information really is necessary. So it turns out that heart rate variability is a great physiological example of situational awareness, because it is influenced by a series of neurons in the brainstem and the medulla called the central autonomic network. So if anybody wants to really have some fun and dive in, this is an active area of interest for me, and I'm exploring this, constantly looking for new papers. Functional connectivity within the central autonomic nervous network. There are a ton of inputs, and I'm not going to go into the strict neurology of it because you can look it up, but I will tell you there are some visceral inputs and there are somatic inputs. And the somatic inputs in the rat model and in a couple other animal models have shown very clearly to include input from the upper cervical spine, which suggests the possibility that mechanoreceptive information from position, movement, anything, of the above, of the upper cervical spine is part of that information that goes into the black box that creates situational awareness of the entire being that is the human body trying to adapt to its environment, executing responses. If upper cervical information is important enough to be included into that black box, that central autonomic network, and that information is compromised, are you going to get the appropriate response out? Logically, you would expect the answer to be no. So I think that's something, Edwards et al. Have had a series of papers on that, on the intramedia nucleus of the medulla and the nucleus tractus solitarius, and the potential connections between the input from the upper cervical spine. And again, it's been explored more in the rat model, and a couple other animal models, has not yet been elucidated in the human model. So that is something that we as chiropractors need to follow very closely as a separate field that has a lot of potential relevance to ours.